A cold, late November day at Westshore Parks and Recreation. Westshore Division 1's V-Locks facing off against their island rivals, Nanaimo Hornets, a battle of the top of the table. Westshore sitting first overall with no losses. Nanaimo sitting second, just 3 points behind. This game is going to end up deciding who will finish the first half first overall. And of course, we have the Raptor Spray Shield up for grabs here for Nanaimo, the Division 1 Island Men's Club's challenge shield throughout the season. You can only win it at the home field of the team who currently holds it, which is, of course, our Westshore Division 1 men's team here today. Zephyr, we've got a very, very big clash in store today. What do you expect to see from both sides?
I'm expecting some heavy hits. You know, this is traditionally a forward-heavy club, Nanaimo. It's being my home club, my previous club, and I'm excited for the contact, the physicality that comes with, you know, a piece of hardware on the line. That Raptor spray is something you want to covet and grab and take home. So Nanaimo will come roaring, and Westshore at home at the Fuca is excited to defend. So expect both offensive and defensive pressure and some great physicality.
Thanks so much. My name is Max Foote. I'm joined by Zephyr Melnick. As he mentioned, he is an alumni of the Nanaimo Hornets. So am I. So really fun day getting to see some old familiar faces and some new ones here. We're going to be with you all day throughout this match. Just one game going on here at Westshore Parks and Rec. The premier Westshore Valhallians men's side is over at UVic at a 2:30 kickoff. So if you're in town, you don't want to miss that one. The premier women's Valkyries have a bye today with the UBC OB Ravens women's premier side forfeiting today's match. They haven't had a match yet over there. We're hoping to see them get some game going soon, but I'm very excited for this game today. So we will join you shortly right before the kickoff. Just 5 minutes remain until kickoff here at Westshore Parks and Recreation, with both teams heading into the sheds for final words from coaches and captains. Captain Liam Clark for Westshore doing the coin toss over there to see who will get ball in hand first. I think a key point of today's match is just going to be ball in hand. We've seen Nanaimo play. They like to play expansive. They like to play open. They like to keep the ball moving, which has also been a key feature of this Westshore offense this season. So it's really going to be a matter of who can hang on to the ball the longest.
Absolutely. You know, setting an early precedent is important. Maintaining that ball and some continuity in that first 10, 15 minutes just sets your team up for success and allows a bit of a buffer if you start to wear or tire in that second half. And if mistakes are made, you've already set yourself up for success and you don't have to worry as much.
Big shout out to our match partner today, Cal Tire in Langford. For all your winter tire needs, head over to Cal Tire and they'll help you out. Mention the rugby club. You never know.
We want to hear from you. If you are currently watching not in Colwood, if you're not at Juan Fuca and you're watching the live stream at home, just let us know in the live chat whereabouts you're tuning in from, what time zone you might be checking it out from. Is this an evening game for you? Is this a morning game for you? Just really helps us out and gives you the best opportunity to watch more rugby.
Some key players today to watch. Charles Time Manny wearing the number 5 jersey. Played for the Pacific Pride for a couple seasons. Came back to Westshore and has really upped his game from what I've seen. Also Neil Haggerty, the legend, the veteran of the Westshore Rugby Football Club, starting in the number 2 hooker jersey for Nanaimo. Brad Marshall, the president, the coach, the manager, the sponsorship coordinator. He does everything up there. He is wearing number 13 today. He's going to make a huge impact in that Hornets backline. Last time these two teams met was in early April of this year, which went Westshore's way in a high-scoring match, 47-36. That was a game that was meant to decide some playoff standing. Nanaimo ended up making it all the way to the Division I final last season. We were rooting them on, but eventually fell to...
I want to say Burnaby.
I think it was Burnaby. It was Burnaby.
I think Burnaby had the home match, and so the travel over to Vancouver probably was not the feather in the cap Nanaimo was hoping for, but sometimes that's just playoff rugby.
At the end of the day, we are all rivals here on the island, but we love to see island clubs succeed in the BC Rugby Club system. So these two teams, Westshore being number 1 in the standings, Nanaimo being number 2 in the standings, it's going to be just a bloody battle.
If you're tuning in now with us, we do have another match. Our Premiership team is playing over at UVic. They face the Vikes today at 2:30. So if you are in that part of Victoria, do go check them out. I believe they are at Wallace Field. That is the ref blowing his whistle, signaling to the teams to get on out of the change rooms and get this match underway. We have 20 seconds before our 12:45 kickoff time. Fans and coaches setting up a tunnel there for Westshore. The ref blowing his whistle once again, eager to get this match underway, as so are we. We are excited for this 80-minute bloodbath coming up. If you've been following the live streams these past couple weekends, we will be away next weekend. Both our men's premiership and our women's premiership goes over to Burnaby to play. There will be no live stream, unfortunately. That does mean our last live stream of the first half will be December 6th. So please do tune in, follow the channel so you can stay up to date with our rugby lives, our rugby videos to keep your rugby fix through the winter when matches slow down.
And here comes Nanaimo Hornets in the yellow and black striped jerseys, ready for battle. And there's the Westshore VLOX Division 1 teams in white with blue, led by Captain Liam Clark.
Liam passing the ball off to Jameson Stewart there, looking like Nanaimo might take the first kickoff here. Westshore setting up to receive, defending Juan Fuca as Nanaimo attacks in.
Andrew Owen, our match official here today in the pink with the red socks. He's going to be keeping these two teams disciplined and on the right side of the law.
I don't know if you can hear them, but just underneath our scaffolding set up here, we both have Westshore and Nanaimo fans cheering on their respective sides. It shall be exciting to see how that energy transfers.
And the whistle to start the game is off with Evans for the kickoff. It goes deep to Xander Payne. Xander Payne is just going to pin it into the corner for an early Hornets line out inside Westshore's half, just outside the 22. What do you expect to see from the set piece today, Zeph?
From the set piece, I am hoping for some stability, some continuity. Sometimes you see, especially in these Division 1 matches, your lineout can be perfect, your scrum can be perfect, and then the next one just not so well.
Short lineout from Nanaimo goes to the front, gets disrupted, and Neil Haggerty comes away with it for Westshore. Unfortunate kick that resulted in a Nanaimo lineout quickly becomes Westshore ball with Wyan Waldriff, the Rhino, rumbling through, getting about 6-7 meters on that carry. Now Birch gives out to Clark. Clark to Henry. Henry just runs it in. Has support from Bice there with him. And the penalty is going to go Westshore's way.
It did look like the hands were on the ball quick enough, but Owen disagreed.
Cam Birch is going to find the sideline for the VLOX, but that ball's going to stay in. So Nanaimo now on the counterattack. They go to the air and just find the sideline. So what would have been a Westshore lineout right by Nanaimo's 22 is going to be a Westshore lineout on the halfway mark.
Great awareness from both teams, recognizing that early in the match you do not want to play out of your own 22. You find that sideline and you have a little bit more breathing room.
5-man lineout from VLOX goes to the middle. And now Simeon John, we know he can run with ball in hand. Gets through about 2, takes 3 Hornets to get him down. Payne swings back the other way. Smalls to Ty Manny. Ty Manny rumbles through the first contact. Now out to Waldriff. Waldriff just goes himself, bumps off one, goes to the outside. And we have a penalty advantage for Westshore. High tackle is the call from the official.
A quick shout out to Oscar McKenzie. Supporters are in the live chat screaming his name.
Thanks for watching, Oscar.
I do think he's playing. I believe it's his supporters there that are supporting him on.
Thanks for playing, Oscar. Westshore line out inside Nanaimo's half. They're going to stick with a 5-man for this one. Worked well on the last one. No contest from Nanaimo on that last line out. Jaden Howell in the number 11 jersey for Westshore. We know he's fast on his feet. I'm sure we're going to see some of that speed today in this game. And off the line out, it's a not releasing call against Westshore. So an attacking opportunity now goes the other way for the Hornets. Evans will go to the line out. Gets about 20 meters on that kick. Nanaimo's first line out didn't quite go the way they wanted. So they're going to stick. They're going to go with a 5-man line out this time. 4 men walking in. They go quick to the front. Ball doesn't quite get to hand. And we have a knock-on advantage for Westshore.
Our first scrum of the day. This is really where the forwards get to set a precedent, you know, showcase their strength and size. You can see Haggerty chatting with the ref, maybe chatting with that opposition front row. So do expect a little bit of argy-bargy coming up here in this set piece.
We're just going to move this scrum a little bit, maybe a little wet patch on the dirt. Keep the landlords happy. Make sure the grass doesn't get too ripped up here today.
It also just allows for a more stable scrum. It's easier to scrum on grass than on mud.
That too.
And personally, I don't like having 3, 4, 5 scrums back to back to back as they keep on collapsing. I'd rather have one, get it done, move on to open play.
As long as the backs can keep the ball in hand. We won't see a lot of that today. Payne at the back of the Westshore scrum. Finds Clark in the midfield. Clark goes out to Birch. Birch tries to give to Henry. Henry just boots it forward to Howell. Howell just rumbles it through. Now inside Nanaimo's half is Westshore. Back to Birch at the 10.
Ooh!
Gives to Waldriff, who just puts a Hornet down, but the ball just went forward in that pass, so the ball's going to now go the other way.
Unfortunate on that forward pass there, but that collision is what I am excited to see. Massive carries, massive hits, you know, those shock and awe moments. Second scrum here, a little bit closer to us. We have a bit more of an advantage to see what is going on in that front row.
Big shunt from Westshore. Now with the put in, just a strong, stable scrum from both sides. The ball spills out the back. Now the back line. Sullivan has it. He carries, gets through a couple tackles. Great work from Sullivan. Quick ruck from Marshall. Thought he spotted a gap, but it wasn't there. Now Quigley has it. Gets tackled by Haggerty. Now the other way, they find the sideline. He's got one outside him. Jaden Howell just rumbles him into the touch. Great tackle from Jaden Howell on Krigg. That was a good attacking opportunity for the Hornets, but it's going to go the other way.
A massive hit to, you know, change that direction of the ball. That is what Westshore needed as Nanaimo was reaching their 5th phase of play, which, as we know, the more phases you get, the more likely you are to score.
Simeon John again with the ball. Gets put down that time. Doesn't get a lot of runway to get speed up. Clark on the run almost drops it, but able to hold on. 3-4 Nanaimo Hornets in that ruck, but the ball comes out. Now Smalls. Smalls just rumbles through. Going same way as John. John gives out to Ty Manny. Ty Manny gets chopped at the ankles. Now Sheets goes. Sheets just gets ripped the other way. Advantage for Velox. Looks like a high tackle. So we're going to have a free one here for Westshore. Birch goes to the air. Trying to find Van. Van doesn't quite get there, so we're going to go back to the advantage for the high tackle.
Great defensive pressure from Nanaimo. They're up quick. They're up fast. They are not letting Westshore into this match. They are very strong and confident in those collisions.
And the officials having a word with Nanaimo saying keep those tackles down. That's their first warning of the game. Maybe going to see some cards here today, Zeph.
We might, if those discipline errors keep happening. I do hope that that high tackle was just, a one-off, and that match will play unimpeded. A 15-on-15 is much more enjoyable, at least from my perspective. The ball is away. We might have a time off here. That kick out had hit a passing car. Ball is coming back in. And we're back.
Westshore 5-man lineout sticking with that. It's gone well the last 2 times. Bice in the middle. They go to the front to Ormiston this time, who's able to hold on. Tried to get the ball away to Payne, but he just gets dragged down.
Nanaimo has been good at that. They haven't been jumping as much, but they have been contesting on the ground in that lineout.
Great little pop from Payne to John in some room. Now Clark gives out the back to Birch. Birch has Henry outside him. Henry's got Van. Van gets the ball. Just rumbles through. Great way to put the shoulder down from Will Van. Now back the other way. Sam Sheets. Sam Sheets just gets stopped right in his track. Nanaimo looks like they're trying to create a maul situation. Official says release. That was lucky for Westshore to get out of that. John picks up an awkward pass.
Nanaimo is eager to stop Westshore here on the 22.
Birch finds Bespalko. Bespalko supported by Ty Manny. Now we swing back the other way. Out to Waldriff. Waldriff just rumbles himself. Looked like he was going to pass, but didn't have the space for it. Payne, there was an advantage there, so Payne tried to do a little chip through, but the ball just spilled out, so we are going to go to the whistle, and Westshore decides to go for points.
Another smart call. The awareness here is great to see. You get stopped 4, 5, 6 phases in a row at the opposition 22. When you get this penalty underneath the posts, you have to take that advantage. You got to come away with points. If you enter the opposition 22 and you do not convert, it is just missed opportunities, and that can end a match quickly. We've got viewers in the chat all the way over in Wales. It's got to be quite late for you there. Tuning in from Cardiff, watching Nanaimo's number 15, Oscar McKenzie.
Mateo Henry misses the kick. So the opportunity for 3 points is squandered for Westshore. Nanaimo going with a 22 dropout. So Westshore will end up with the ball again here on the attack, but unfortunate from Henry to miss that kick and put 3 early points on the board. Looks like it's going to Liam Clark, the captain.
Ooh, unfortunate bobble there.
And it just goes forward off his hands. Unfortunate little mistake. Looked like he was backtracking a little bit, Zeph. When you're trying to catch those high balls, you want the ball to be coming to you, and you don't want to be chasing it.
Absolutely. If that ball's in the air, you want to angle your body so that if it does hit you in the chest, if it is a hard kick or if the ball's wet, it is going backwards. Unfortunately, I think Clark just ran a bit forward and trying to catch that ball ended up launching it forward. Nanaimo scrum here on Westshore's 40. This is a first attacking opportunity for Nanaimo in about 8 minutes here.
And the official just calls it up. He didn't like the picture there.
I think with the scoreline being 0-0 and some big collisions from both sides, there might be a bit of tension between each team. We did see earlier some jackal attempts in the rucks that were called off, despite the jackal looking good due to men off their feet. So there is lots of calls that players might not be the happiest with.
Nanaimo set up with a 4-2 split in the backfield. Brad Marshall on the left in the 13 jersey. We know he's magic with ball in hand. Let's see if the set piece goes his way. It does. Evans goes to the air for Krigg. Krigg gets it. He's got only one in front. He gives to Marshall. Marshall gets brought down by Howell. Gives the quick pop to Sullivan.
The offload is unknown. Who has it gone to?
Nanaimo still has it just outside the Westshore
Great
try
retention.
line. And the counter ruck almost goes Westshore's way, but we're going to have a penalty. It looked like it was off his feet there. Great little set piece from the Hornets. The cross kick to Krigg results in a chance for the Hornets to put 5 points on the board. They're just going to tap and go. Hayton rumbles. Ormiston and Smalls puts him to the ground. Now pick and go from Quigley. Great defense so far from Westshore. Marshall thought he spotted a gap. 1-2 meters out from the Westshore try line is the Hornets.
A little bit of a bobble there. Nanaimo recovers.
Smalls trying to drag him further away. Now 5 meters out are the Hornets. Now they go to the backs. Cross kick. They find the winger, and he just drops it.
Unfortunate.
What an opportunity for Nanaimo to score the first try of this game, squandered by the wet ball. Hopkins just could not hold on to it there.
Nanaimo's scrum has been a bit more dominant than Westshore, though, so this can also be an attacking opportunity for them if they choose to really chase after this push, after this hit. Nanaimo does have a strong pack. Westshore just hoping to hold off here, create a stable platform to just get out of their own end.
I imagine the Velox will be looking to just exit off a crash here. So Nanaimo will have another attacking opportunity. But Nanaimo has to keep in mind they've got Jaden Howell out on the wing. He's set up pretty wide.
And he is rapid.
Big scrum from the Hornets.
Yeah, as expected.
And it does go the Hornets' way.
The arm
and
is
they
up.
rumble. They almost put it down. And he just dropped it. Great defensive pressure from Westshore off that powerful scrum from Nanaimo is going to result in another scrum for Westshore, again on the 5 meter mark. That front row for the Velox is really going to have to dig in here to avoid the same mistake.
Absolutely. You know, on your own 5, you cannot give up a scrum that easily. This is the most important area of the field to create a stable platform for your backs. Nanaimo really just shooting themselves in the foot here with 2 scoring opportunities, 3 scoring opportunities really, and they have not been able to convert. Westshore being thankful for that. The mistakes of their opposition is what's keeping them in the game currently.
Nanaimo scrum again looking powerful. They get a penalty off it. The ball comes away. Try to get it out to the backs to Evans. Just goes over his head. Evans finds Hopkins on the wing.
Offload goes to Westshore's hands and is brought back for the penalty advantage, looking like an offside call.
Nanaimo looking to go quick. Evans gives to Quigley. Evans again puts the ball to the air. McKenzie is under it. Oh, Krigg tried to give a funny little behind-the-back offload to Marshall. There is a whistle. Another penalty against Westshore. Discipline slipping here for the Division I men's side. And Westshore elects for a scrum. Their last 2 scrums just dominant and powerful. So they're going to stick to their guns here and try to find those 5 points they've been searching for the past 5 minutes.
I do think if Nanaimo can make the decision to try to keep that ball in, they've shown they've got a strong scrum. You keep it at the back at that 8-man's foot. You can either push over to score or just draw that penalty and give yourself a smooth attacking option.
All the backs set up on one side for both teams here. Stable scrum from Nanaimo goes to Sullivan, who just crashes. Takes about 3 guys to take him down. Now Evans steps inside, gets tackled by Clark. Switching directions here is Nanaimo. Stewart carries. And another quick pick and go from the Hornets. No hands, says the referee. Now Michaels goes in.
Arm towards Nanaimo, and the ref's having a little bit of a chat, probably not liking how it's progressing.
Give Nanaimo another scrum opportunity, but nonetheless, here we Nanaimo 4 scrums on the 5-meter mark of Westshore's try. Going to try to pump it in on this one. The defensive pressure has been pretty good for Westshore so far.
If you're watching through the whole game, make notes of your favorite player, some standout moments, throw them in the chat as we enter the halftime there for potential man of the match.
Lily White, the scrum half for Nanaimo, feeds it. Better scrum from Westshore now. They go the other way. They find McKenzie. And McKenzie does finally put it in for the first points of the game, which go the way of Nanaimo.
Shedding 2 tackles there to just dot that ball down in the try zone.
Nanaimo flexing some early muscle here. They definitely have some great attacking weapons. We saw that in the scrum, in the cross kick, on the set piece. Westshore has their work cut out for them here today if they want to keep their record undefeated. That was a great defensive stand from Westshore, but that much extended time within 5 meters of your own try line, odds are pretty good. You're going to get scored on. So Westshore standing back in their end zone, trying to figure out what to do next here.
About 7 minutes of straight defense for Westshore. That is just that's just what happens. You come away. Did they convert that?
Nope.
No conversion there. Distracted by the live chat. We've got viewers, fans all the way over in the UK, over in Bosnia. An evening match for our European fans.
Thanks so much for spending your day watching this match here at Westshore Parks and Recreation in beautiful Colwood, British Columbia, in this BC Men's Division I matchup. Hornets with the ball, just gets smacked by Smalls. Smalls tries to hold him up, finally gets brought down. Looks like a Hornets player grabbed his own player by the legs to drag him to the floor. Great little strategy.
If that ball is held up in that position and it is going nowhere, that maul will turn that ball over to Westshore.
Craig down the sideline, goes to the air. Payne was there to pick it up.
We've got 2 knock-ons. Great little chip inside. Couldn't be collected by Nanaimo. Could not be collected by Westshore. So we will have a scrum in Westshore's half.
This Westshore Men's Division I side, undefeated so far this season, looking stunned early in this game. 20 minutes gone now. Don't have a lot of answers for this Nanaimo attack.
It is still a 1-try match, so it can swing both ways. Nanaimo has the pressure. They do want to keep it up, but they want to avoid mistakes more than keeping that pressure. Scrum getting blown up again. Chatting to the front row about head positioning. An important piece of the front row here is to avoid axial loading, which is where you have the top of your noggin pressed up against somebody else's spine, creating a little bit of neck pressure that we want to avoid for the health and longevity of players.
Xander Payne, the scrum half for Westshore, with the put in. And we know how powerful that Hornets scrum has been. They try to get that push on. Payne finally digs it out for Liam Clark. Liam Clark just rumbles himself, supported by Howell. Payne goes the same way, finds Waldriff. Waldriff, deadly with ball in hand, just crashes himself. Ball spills out off a kick. Payne just throws it back. Ty Manny able to clear it up. Now Clark again. Haggerty finds
Oh.
John. John just goes off the fingers.
Unfortunate there. They're having a bit of a
Simeon
banter.
John unhappy
Tensions
with what happened
are high.
there.
The ref is watching. Unfortunately, he doesn't have an AR to, to really give him the feedback on what happened there. I expect he'll probably keep a closer eye on John there.
Little argy-bargy never hurt anybody.
Absolutely not. Until it does, but we don't want that today.
No, we don't want to see injuries from any of that, but it's good to see the commitment and dedication from these players. Ball spills out. Hayton picks it up, gets brought down by Bice. Hayton pops it off the ground to Velesevich, who just spills out. Now Jaden Howell and ball in hand. Oh, it spills the other way as he got tackled. Thought we were going to be able to see some of his signature speed, but we're just going to go back for the initial knock-on from Nanaimo.
Looking like Vlad is down. He is limping. Unfortunate to see. Good friend of mine. Used to play with him back up in Nanaimo a couple years ago. Never want to see that in a player.
I believe Ravishankar has come on for Vlasevic there in the open side flanker position. Waldriff picks down the short side, has support from Payne. Payne's going to go to the boot, kick it back inside. McKenzie picks it up and just goes to the air. Taimani is back. That ball's just going to bounce out.
Great awareness. Absolutely wonderful.
Just going to say the same thing there.
Payne recognizing he's by himself, and instead of taking it into contact and potentially turning it over, he puts the boot on, hoping to find a supporting player. Nanaimo recognizes they're in their 22, and they just get out of dodge.
So back to the line out here is Westshore with a 5-man. Bice in the middle. They go to the front to Ormiston. Easily gets it. Payne goes out to Birch. Birch finds John. John just pushing people off him. Tries to get out of that tackle. Nanaimo does well to hold up his ankles. Now Birch again. Gives inside to Bice. Bice finds a little hole, so he's going to make gain line and then some. Looks like Xander Payne is down in some pain. Bespalko fills in at the scrum half. John goes again, gives to Smalls, who's able to hold on to it.
Great recovery there.
He gets held up a little bit. He's refusing to go down.
It's turned into a maul. If Westshore cannot produce the ball, it will go Nanaimo's direction.
Yellow. Nanaimo comes away with it. Marshall gives outside to Sullivan with some space. Sullivan finds McKenzie, who gives out to Hopkins. And Hopkins gets brought down at the Westshore 22. Xander Payne. Oh, Brad Marshall finds some space on the wing and will dot it down just near the post.
That is great chemistry there. The recognition, the short side, playing quick can really only be found in a team that trusts each other. Another 5 points for Nanaimo, bringing the score to 10-0.
Off a promising Westshore attack, Nanaimo is able to counterattack and end up with 5 points from the veteran Brad Marshall, who spotted some space down the far side wing. Now Westshore looking frustrated with this game. Things have not gone their way so far against a tough opponent in Nanaimo.
Conversion is good.
Evans will convert it, yes, pushing the scoreline to 12-0 with 26 minutes gone, excuse me.
Westshore needing to wake up here and respond with some points on the board. Otherwise, that second half will be very difficult. I think all Liam needs to see without his glasses is that try line, is those uprights. He's making points happen.
Xander Payne, the starting scrum half for Westshore, has headed to the bench. And Wyman will come on. I believe Mateo Henry has slotted into the 9 position for Westshore. Big rumble there from the Hornets on a short ball. Now looks like they're going to go to the backs. Evans finds Sullivan. Sullivan gives a wide ball to Marshall. Marshall steps back inside. Braden Bespalko tries to get him. And Marshall gives a little offload to McKenzie, who goes down.
Great support from Nanaimo there to secure their own ruck.
Now Hayton rumbles. Gets gain line on that carry. Switches back the other way. Evans. Oh, gives a great little pop to Sullivan. Sullivan is away, getting chased down by Howell. Gives to McKenzie. Oh.
The stutter step inside is too strong. McKenzie is away under the posts for another 5 points to Nanaimo.
The scoring has opened up tremendously here for the Hornets with their attacking options just so strong.
They are unlocked. You can see it. They are excited. They're eager to play. They've started to play out of their own 22 instead of playing that kick advantage, knowing that they have the lead, which gives them a bit of a buffer for any potential mistakes that may come. Another clean conversion, bringing the score to 19-0.
19-0 for the Hornets heading into this final 10 minutes of the first half. Westshore not coming up with a lot of answers so far. Have only really had one attacking opportunity inside Nanaimo's 22.
If you're tuning in now, don't forget to subscribe to follow us here. We will be uploading these matches through the winter when play comes to a halt for the Christmas break.
Mateo Henry on the restart. Hornets easily gather. Almost finds some space there. Is Hopkins. Now Stewart just rumbles himself.
Great progression from him. I remember coaching him when he was a U14 player.
Evans will go to the air. See some space in the backfield. Henry is there. Couple chasers from Nanaimo. Mateo Henry will just kick it back.
Does it find grass?
McKenzie to Evans. Evans looked like he was going to kick, change his mind. Gives a little offload outside to Russell, and Russell finds Hayton on the wing. The 8-man running strong. Simeon John over that ball, almost gets it, but gets brought down.
The steal would have been good if John
Quick
could have kept his
tap
feet.
from Brad Marshall. He runs himself, finds McKenzie. Westshore not ready on the defense, and Nanaimo scores another 5 points. Back-to-back tries here for the Hornets off simple mistakes for Westshore, and they are just looking stunned at the moment.
24-0 with a conversion outside, a little bit harder of a kick here. You know, the scoreline is starting to represent just what this match is turning into. Early in the beginning, we saw Westshore staying into it due to Nanaimo's mistakes, but Nanaimo seems to have cleaned those up, and they are succeeding. A little bit of banter in the chat about Nanaimo's haircuts. We love to see it. Myself, I've been growing my hair out, but I'm not one who is unaware of the horrible rugby cuts that can come. Shave down the middle.
Our time in Nanaimo, Zephyr, we had some interesting hairdos back then.
Holy, yeah.
And that ball goes wide, so no conversion there for Evans. We'll keep the score at 24-0 for Nanaimo. And Nanaimo has picked up their bonus point for the day.
2 cat licks off a buzz cut. That's funny enough. I'm pinning it. I don't even know what it means, but it sounds correct. Westshore forgot to bring the insecticide today. The hive is buzzing.
Mateo Henry again on the reset. Goes short this time.
That is
Quentin
nice.
Ormiston. Oh, and Westshore picks up this ball. Here we go. A little momentum goes the other way.
It's exactly
for the
what
men
they
in
need.
white. Neil Haggerty gives to Sheets. Sheets finds a bit of space. He's alone. Jaden Howell is on the support and Neil Haggerty. Now Birch finds Paspalko. The men in white are running fast. Now Howell goes the other way, finds Ormiston. Ormiston just carries himself. No options. The legend Ray Young for Nanaimo Hornets is on the field. Simeon John gives a ball outside to Nathan Bice. And Bice finds Will Van. Will Van will run in. Oh, just gets clobbered by Jameson Stewart. Great tackle there from the young buck. Ty Manny the other way. Has a little bit of space and gets it in. Westshore is on the board.
Bringing the score 24-5. A challenging kick to make for that conversion out in the corner there, but Westshore is eager to try to lengthen it from 5 to 7.
Not sure what they said in the huddle after that last Hornets try, but it seems to have worked, at least on this phase. Off a kickoff, recover the ball, and just a few phases, and Westshore is finally on the board today. A bit of room still to make up for the V-Locks, but they've got to feel good about that one.
8 minutes left in this first half. Westshore is eager. They just scored one. Let's see if they can follow it up, make that second half just a tad bit easier for them.
Mateo Henry from the sideline on the conversion. A tough kick for anybody in any game, hoping to add 2 more to Westshore's tally. This one is just going to fall short.
Nanaimo kicked it through the uprights, but I don't believe that counts for the conversion.
I'm not sure if in the rule book that says that counts, unfortunately, for Westshore. The score will remain 24-5.
I'm sure if we dig deep enough at Rule 4.12 Addendum A, we might find something on it. But for here, in this Division I game, it will be a no convert.
So Evans, the fly half for Nanaimo, will look to restart this game. Westshore trying to get some momentum going the other way. Jaden Howell ends up with ball in hand. Gives to Ty Manny, who just was not ready for that pass.
Don't want to see that. That is unfortunate. Those handling errors, those little mistakes, just personnel mistakes, are what kills momentum.
So off some great attacking phases for Westshore. Little mistakes ends up with a great opportunity for the Hornets to add some more points to their tally. Ridge is set up close to the live stream tower here. Maybe Nanaimo playing another cross kick set piece, which has worked well for them so far today.
If you're still eager for rugby following this match, go check out our channel. We have last week's Premiership match live right now.
That was a great game between the Premier Men's Westshore Valhallians and Capilano from North Vancouver. Just a tight match all day. Ended up going Westshore's way, but it could have gone either way that whole game. Now Evans carries and Marshall finds a gap in the ruck. Paspalko tried to steal, but no. Stays with Nanaimo with Quigley carrying. Now they switch directions again. Sullivan. Liam Clark almost drives him back, but Sullivan able to shave off that tackle. So now Evans just runs himself. Jaden Howell swings around and puts him to the ground.
Nanaimo looking a little flat here, and it is showing they've been at this 2 meters over the 22 for a few phases now.
Jameson Stewart with a big carry on the captain, Liam Clark. And now Ray Young goes to Evans. Evans finds some space for Sullivan. Sullivan, just nobody in front of him, gets in. And the attack from Nanaimo looks like just too much for Westshore today. And they will push the tally up to 29-5, close to halftime.
It really is an attacking game today. We've seen it on both sides. Westshore with a little bit of magic, Nanaimo with a little bit more. The team with the ball is the team on top at the moment. Big shout out to our match sponsor, Cal Tire, for being able to make this happen today. You know, if you're in Colwood, you're in Victoria, do go check out Cal Tire, maybe mention the club like Max said earlier. See what they can get you.
Evans on his 5th conversion attempt here. Will not get that one. Unfortunate for the fly half. Little sticky with his boot. Not able to get as many today as maybe he would like, but nonetheless, Nanaimo is sitting at 29 points to Westshore's 5.
We've got some feedback in the chat saying West Shore's conversion should have counted. It is alive until the ball hits the ground.
Interesting.
Love to see some sportsmanship there, supporting a team that should have gotten their extra 2 points.
Nanaimo able to collect the kickoff, and now Stewart will rumble. Big double tackle from the men in white.
Nanaimo absolutely lethal at that breakdown, making sure they retain their own ball.
Evans goes to the air, gets clobbered by Ormiston. Quigley finds the ball, and he tries to get the offload off to Marshall, but it just ends up out of bounds.
And I believe it might have been knocked forward right before he went out, so the option goes to West Shore for a lineout or a scrum.
And they will stick with the lineout heel. Neil Haggerty going back to the sideline to throw it in. West Shore's lineout pretty good today with Ty Manny, Bice, and Ormiston in there in those key positions. Go quick to the front again. Bice wasn't quite ready for that, but that's okay. Waldrop corner and just will reset things here for West Shore. Now Birch goes to the air.
Letting their team get back on side. You know, despite Nanaimo's great showing, they are tiring as we are entering the final minute and a half of this half.
And McKenzie will just leave some pressure on his try line. So West Shore will go back to the line out on the some attack here. Simeon John is set up in the first receiver position.
Great line out from West Shore there.
And John does get the ball, pushes one off him, pushes the same off him again. Jaden Howell playing scrum half finds Liam Clark, who finds a gap and just trips in the mud. He was away for a second there. Now Birch gives to Ormiston, who collects the ball, but we're going to call it a knock on.
They are
and there's
scrapping.
A little bit
some Canadian
afters.
Welsh tension showing right here.
So that is the halftime whistle here at West Shore Parks and Recreation.
29-5 as we enter this half. Said from West Shore's huddle, Nanaimo probably just eager to maintain
Welcome back to Westshore Parks and Recreation here in beautiful Colwood, British Columbia. Nanaimo Hornets leading Westshore Rugby Club by 29 points to 5. A great first half showing from the Hornets, with some of their attack being just too powerful to stop for Westshore. We are ready to go here. Off the kickoff is Hayton. Oh. Now Evans finds Tulia. And McKenzie quick boot through. Henry is able to pick it up. And Henry goes out to Bice. Bice with a bit of space in front of him. Gives to Van.
Great collision there, taking 1-on-2. Oh, what a shunt.
Ball spills out the other way off that collision. Hayton picks it up and gets driven back by Ormiston. Now Sullivan tried to cut back inside.
Slipped in the mud.
Slipped in the mud, and we're just going to go back for that knock-on advantage for this first scrum of this second half. Nanaimo looking
eager to play. They're throwing those extra offloads. They're running it out. They're trying the infield kicks. This is just what Nanaimo wants to maintain that pressure, that momentum from the first half. Westshore here with an opportunity to set a precedent in this second half with a dominant scrum. Nanaimo eager to maintain their set piece control from earlier.
Lily White, the scrum half for Nanaimo with the put-in. Bit of a wheel from Westshore. And now Evans goes to Marshall. Marshall with space in front. Finds...
And the ball is out.
The ball spills out of bounds.
A Westshore line out just outside their 22. For those of you just tuning in now, we've got the men's Division 1 match, Nanaimo versus Westshore. Nanaimo leads 29-5 with a dominant first half.
Mention who.
Your live commentary today at Wanda Fuca is brought to you by Zephyr Melnick and Max Foot with our match day sponsor, Cal Tire.
Something went askew there in the lineout, so we're going to go back to the scrum here in favor of the Hornets.
That wheel from the first scrum might be indicative of some tiring, 40 minutes gone, 40 minutes to go. It is hard to maintain strong pressure in that pack for a full 80.
Solid scrum from both teams there. Evans finds Sullivan. Sullivan dancing through tackles. Finally gets brought down by Nathan Bice. And now Evans yelling at his scrum half to go the other way. Lawrence picks it up. Big tackle there from Quentin Ormiston. Same way. Evans finds Quigley in the midfield. Doesn't quite make gain line on that tackle, so Evans gets the ball again, thinks he spots a gap, but gets brought down, throws the ball up to Sullivan. Sullivan quick pass to McKenzie. McKenzie dancing through, gets brought down by Liam Clark.
Great chemistry.
And Mitchell's was the intended pass there. Didn't quite look like he was ready for it. Nanaimo able to maintain possession with Lily White picking it up. So now Quigley again will just rumble. Big double tackle there. Aiden McCleary for Westshore is on the field now. We know he's an enforcer and can hit hard. And Evans finds a gap, gives outside to Sullivan, who goes back into Marshall, and Marshall puts it to the ground. He's chasing. He's got no one in front of him. Off the leg, and he dots it down.
Holy cow. I would have to say a play of the game, not only from a team standpoint, but from an individual standpoint. Evans breaking one tackle, finding space, then an offload, a cut back inside to the boot with the grubber, and dotted down for a try.
Brad Marshall not letting his age get in the way of his ability. He's been playing with the Hornets for a long time, and he is still just vying for that player of the game position here today.
I do think it might be his last year, as we heard last year and the year before. It is a classic Marshall call. You know, as the spring season rolls around, this is it, boys. This is the last one. And then September comes, and he's back on the pitch.
He was telling me at my last year with the Nanaimo Hornets that was his last year playing, and here he is 5 years later, still just dominating the pitch. And that one does go through for Evans from the sideline. Great work from the fly half to get that conversion right from the edge.
Bringing the score 36-5 in Nanaimo's favor. Just another highlight on Brad Marshall here. A wonderful player, a great club guy, the current president of Nanaimo. He's also a great man to get after those sponsorships. He is really part of the main core, that glue keeping Nanaimo on top.
Mateo Henry again on the reset. Will go short again. It worked for Westshore last time. Simeon John tries to get it down, but just knocks it forward a little bit. So looked like it was going the right way there, but just tips of the tight head prop for Westshore. So Nanaimo will go back to the scrum with another attacking opportunity.
Great kicks right there for the restart. You know, that high, short 10-meter ball. That is what you want to see on the restarts, allowing a clean competition every time.
Matthew Tuck, the rookie for Westshore, now on the field in the number 23 jersey, is slotting in on the wing. Westshore coach Admir Sajanovic trying to make some changes here to bolster his men to a comeback win.
The scrum gets up again. The ref not liking what he's seeing. You know, take your time, have a stable, strong setup. Fair competition is what we want to see.
Evans off the scrum, goes to the air with chasers back. Mateo Henry for Westshore is under the ball. Great take from him. Gets brought down right away by Marshall.
Brilliant high ball and a brilliant collect.
Westshore forwards getting set. Aiden McCleary now with the ball, looking to make an impact on this run. He does get gain line. Great work from him. And now Howell will find Bespalko, who gives an awkward pass to Ty Manny,
which is then knocked on.
And he calls a knock-on against.
Interesting.
Westshore.
Not exactly what I saw, but again, I'm not on the field.
He's calling that a forward pass against Bespalko. So Nanaimo will end up with the ball off a small little mistake from Westshore.
That seems to be the theme of the game. Westshore's mistakes, Nanaimo's capitalization.
Sam Sheets for Westshore heads off the field with Pankiff taking his position at blindside flanker. He is deadly and fast with ball in hand for a forward. Hoping to see something from here is Westshore head coach. The Nanaimo scrum holds back the attack from Westshore. They go short side. Sullivan gets the ball. Gets brought down by Cam Birch, and now Quigley. The lock for Nanaimo just rumbles. Bice able to put him to the ground. Evans again finds Tulia. Pankiff trying to make a difference early. Tried to go for that ball, but doesn't get away with it. Penalty advantage for Nanaimo with Brad Marshall breaking the line. Now on Westshore's 22 is the Hornets. Stewart goes for the short run. Gets driven back by the Westshore defense. Still advantage is Nanaimo. Evans gives inside to Tulia, who gets away. Bespalko's chasing him down, but it won't make a difference with Tulia dotting down another Nanaimo Hornets try, pushing their tally to 41 points today.
Westshore looking a little down, hands on the knees. Hard not to when you're feeling like you've got those scores back to back like that. Nanaimo, no doubt tired from all the offense, from the attack, but they are eager to maintain this scoreline and see if they can lengthen it even more.
And Evans will put that one through to add another 2 points to the Hornets scoreline.
For 43-5.
Definitely not how I saw this game going today, Zephyr. Both these teams are very strong, and I anticipated a very close matchup, but Nanaimo seemed ready for this one, practicing those set-piece plays all week at training, and they are just running away with it here in the second half.
They absolutely are. You know, in the first 10 minutes, it seemed a bit more back and forth. And after that, Nanaimo really cleaned up their individual player mistakes, and it brought them together as a team.
Henry goes deep on this kickoff. Quigley tries to gather. It goes over his head. And Hopkins is able to maintain control for the Hornets. And now Lawrence will just rumble on a short run for the tight head prop. Hornets forwards rolling around. Hayton takes that one in. And now setting up for the kick is Evans. And Evans will just try to get this one out, but it stays in. Matthew Tuck recovers the ball. Quick counterattack now for Westshore. Birch finds Henry. Henry with a couple outside him.
Westshore opening up in space.
Oh, Henry just gets smashed on that pass to him. So it just spills out. Great counterattack from Westshore. Doesn't quite end the way they want it to, but this does put some pressure on the Hornets with a line out inside their own 22.
I do believe they have the option for a scrum or a lineout as it was knocked on into touch. Nanaimo electing here to take the scrum.
Great decision from the Hornets. Their scrum has been so powerful all day. Why go away from what works for them? So they're going to set up for a crash from Sullivan, the number 12. Short defensive line from Westshore. Henry alone in the backfield. Big scrum from the Hornets. And Bice just gets his hand in there, and he's going to get a yellow card.
Show him the cheese. Show him the cheese.
Unfortunate for Westshore's open side flanker.
And the call there, an intentional knockdown. You know, if you interrupt momentum like that, it's considered cynical and thus sent to the sin bin with a yellow.
So Westshore is going to be down a key player for the next 10 minutes. I'm sure Nanaimo is going to be looking to capitalize on that. Already their score stands at 43-5. Short line out from the Hornets. Quigley goes to the air. Finds Hayton, who just goes himself. Gets brought down by Simeon John, trying to go for the steal. Doesn't quite get it. And now Lily White will give out to Sullivan. Sullivan looked like he was going for the pass, but the line speed from Westshore was too much. Almost gets through that tackle is Sullivan. Great work to stay on his feet there. And now Lawrence will go. Finds Stewart. Stewart goes outside to McKenzie. Excuse me, that's Juan.
Nanaimo's support in those breakdowns is unmatched at the moment. An unfortunate knock on there as the 9 tries to get that ball out will result in a Westshore scrum. Nanaimo playing very well, able to stay to their feet on individual runners, providing time for their support players to show up and secure that ball. really is unmatched at the moment.
Nanaimo, I'm sure, looking to use their powerful scrum here with Westshore missing a flanker. Big drive there from Nanaimo. Westshore able to maintain control, though. Birch finds Clark, who's just going to go himself and just runs right through the defense. Hal gives it Birch. Birch is just going to go inside to Time Manny. The big man, hard to put down. Birch again gives a ball to McCleary, who finds Henry. Henry's going to go to Tuck, who's just right in front of him a little bit. Henry and Tuck looking frustrated with that play.
Unfortunate. You don't love to see that. The ball makes its way all the way out through forward carries, big collisions, out the back, and just bobbled as it reaches the winger's hands.
Seems to be the story of the day for the Westshore Vlocks. Flashes of brilliance results in just simple little mistakes.
Nanaimo scrum here, another opportunity to showcase their dominance. I'm still waiting to see a scrum with the ball held in at the back and really just march over the opposition. This could be that opportunity for Nanaimo. Some struggle in the front row, getting blown up there. The binding was not what the ref wanted to see. Short binds, some heads on shoulders, a little bit of tension between that tight head and loose head. You just want nice, clean, long binds in that front row. Nanaimo playing it off the back. A clean cross-field kick, finding space. Does it stay in? It does. One bounce to the out with a line out on the half for Westshore. If you're in the greater Victoria area today and you have not been satisfied with your rugby, there is a 2:30 match kicking off between the men's premier Westshore Valhallans and UVic Vikes. I believe that's Valhallians. A little bit of pronunciation goes a long way.
Looks like there was a knock on in the line out there for Westshore. So Nanaimo again will go back to the scrum. Just dominant performance here today from the Hornets.
Absolutely. It is a forwards match through and through. Some greatness from the backs on their runs, kicks, offloads, but the amount of scrums we're seeing today is just unmatched, and you have to give it to the whole forward pack as a unit. If you're still live with us and watching, throw it in the chat. How many more scrums do you think we'll get in this match? We have about 23 minutes, 22 and a half minutes left. Is that one scrum a minute? One scrum every 2 minutes? You let us know. We'll respond.
The referee having a word with the front rows, unhappy with what he's seen here. Go again, he says. Keep it clean, keep it tidy. Time is running out for Westshore to try and stage a comeback here. And the Hornets just looking too powerful today. Evans will go to the air with chasers. Henry will find it, dodges a tackle from Sullivan. Finally gets brought down by Lily White and Marshall. Clark in the 9 position finds Baspalko, who gives outside to Ty Manny. Ty Manny pushing guys off him. Sullivan trying to steal that ball from him.
Oh, we're seeing some cheap shots there in the ruck.
Sullivan and Ty Manny going at it close to the tower here.
Some extra shoving post whistle. This it's going in Ty Manny's favor. Despite what we saw here, I do think but it might have been missed with a lack of ARs.
And
Going
he
for the
will
card.
get a card. So Sullivan and Taimani both head off the field here.
Second yellow card there, as the first one is close to elapsing.
Frustration spilling over for Westshore here with Charles Taimani taking the yellow and Sullivan from Nanaimo for that initial hit in that ruck.
One more minute on that first yellow. Our current match is 14 players versus 13. We are missing 3 men currently. There should be lots of space on the field to run, open it up, and have a good overcast game.
Nanaimo with a little trick play in the line-out tricks Westshore, but Lily White unable to hold on to that pass. So the first yellow for Westshore is going to come back on Nathan Bice. So we're to 14 versus 14 here. Nanaimo missing a inside center and Westshore missing their 8-man.
We have our first guess on the amount of scrums. It is 22 and a half. I don't even know how you have half a scrum, but though at this rate, you might not be far off.
So both teams will go down a man in the scrum, 7v7. Nanaimo want to keep their backline defense full. And the referee's just going to blow up that one. That might be that half scrum we just talked about.
I'd count it as a half scrum. If you are just tuning in, commentary is brought to you by Max Foot and Zephyr Melnick. Our matchday sponsor is Cal Tire. Thank you to them. If you are leaving this live stream at any point, don't forget to subscribe so you can find us easily. Find this match on the replay, post it on our channel, and tune in for a double-header Premiership live stream on December 6th.
Back to the scrum here, the reset. Nanaimo ball in hand. Ball gets pushed in. Nanaimo tries to drive that. Howell finds Birch, who goes to the air. Henry chasing. McKenzie almost picks it up.
Unfortunate. The ball finds grass. That is a great opportunity to apply pressure to fully sprint. One bobble and another. The ball pops out for a Nanaimo
Westshore lineout.
Westshore lineout. I can see from this far away, I promise.
Just touched the fingertips of the fullback McKenzie for Nanaimo there on the cross kick from Birch. So Westshore will have a lineout. Bice goes to the back. Howell finds Birch on a short ball. McCleary tries to give that one.
And the knock on
Brad
there.
Marshall gets in the way.
He did attempt to grab that ball, so I don't believe it is a penalty. I think it should just be a knock on. The ref is saying.
Initial call from the referee is a knock on first by Westshore. The captain, Liam Clark, arguing with him on that call.
It is a frustrating call at this point in the match.
It is going to be a Hornets ball.
The ref chatting with the Westshore players. He is probably a little fed up with the tension at this point. You know, despite what you think might happen, the official is there to officiate. You have to listen to their word. Westshore contesting that scrum wheeling.
Evans has stepped off, and Pepper is now in at the fly half position for the Hornets. He went to the short side to McKenzie, who carried, and now Hayton is there. Pankiff.
The ref not liking that. A long whistle, telling people to back up. It is Nanaimo's penalty.
Pankiff tried to steal the ball there, but it was a not releasing call. So another penalty for the Hornets. Discipline just looks like it's out the window here for Westshore. Marshall will go to the sideline and give Nanaimo an attacking line-out opportunity inside their opponent's 22.
A man who really can do it all. I remember he used to be playing in the forward pack back in my Nanaimo days at 8-man. Now he's at outside center. He can kick, he can carry, he can offload, and he can presidential president. I don't know what that means, but sounds official.
Nanaimo tries to go for a short line out to the front to Hayton, who just misses it. Jaden Howell is on the chase, but that ball spills out of bounds. So great work from Westshore defense to push this line out back about 40 meters. Still a attacking ball for the Hornets.
Despite the scoreline, Westshore can come away with a little bit of pride trying to stop Nanaimo from any more tries. You know, that's all you can really want in this position as a player, to just hold them out.
Disrupted lineout ends up in Neil Haggerty's hands for Westshore, and it just spills out the other way.
They try to strip him of his jersey at the same time.
Nanaimo tried to go quick on that lineout, but no, says the referee.
I think the ball was touched by a sideline player there, slowing the game down. If the ball has not been touched.
Nanaimo walking in with a 4-man lineout, just goes over the top, and Joseph Pankin will pick it up. So now Westshore finally with an attacking chance inside Nanaimo's half. Keegan Smalls picks it up and finds a gap. The loose head prop finally gets brought down by Quigley.
Great carry from a front row there.
Simeon John on the receiving just rumbles through about 3 Hornets players. Quick ball now is Westshore. Birch tries to give a pass, and Brad Marshall picks it off, getting chased down by Joseph Pankiff. Marshall looks like he does have the legs for this final try. He will put it in.
Another 5 points to Nanaimo.
Attacking opportunity for Westshore goes all the way the other way for the Hornets. That will push their score to 48-5 here at Westshore Parks and Recreation.
Nanaimo supporters on the benches right here underneath our live stream scaffold. They are excited and eager. They made the trip down island, and they are happy to show their support for the winning team, currently winning team. Another solid conversion brings the score 50-5.
12 minutes remain in this game, and Westshore just out of answers all day. I'm sure they're going to want to at least get 1 or 2 more on the scoreboard, but their attack has just not been there today.
In this final 13 minutes, if they are able to squeeze out 3 more tries, they can come away with a bonus point, with their standings being first and Nanaimo being second. Would be an ideal outcome for this match we currently have.
Short ball from Henry does make it 10 and 8, and McCleary picks it up. Great take from the stand-in lock.
Wonderful play.
Howell finds Smalls, who pulls out the back to Clark. Clark goes outside to Henry, and the ball just misses the pass. So now Wyman will carry. Wyman, strong carry from him, refusing to go down. Birch finds Orton on a quick run.
A hot call there.
On a ball just spills forward again.
Westshore cannot hold on to this ball at the moment, and that is truly killing them. You saw it there. They're able to recover their own restart. They're able to make it all the way out to the wing. They just can't seem to hold on to it through the collision.
Ray Young for Nanaimo back in the game here in the tight head prop position. That's going to add all day here. Nanaimo going back to 8 men in the scrum. Westshore missing their 8-man. Charles Tymani still on the yellow card. Nanaimo just holds their ground.
As Westshore.
Now Pepper gives to Evans, and Evans goes to McKenzie, who tries to step back inside, gets brought down by Liam Clark. Quick ruck from Nanaimo. Hayton gives to Quigley. Quigley brought down by Ormiston, who tried to go for the steal, but was off his feet. Now Tulia gives an offload outside. Brought down by McCleary. Nichols on the receival just throws Neil Haggerty to the ground. Now Evans out the back to Pepper. Pepper gets brought down by Braden Vespalco. Great work by Vespalco to get back. Lily White takes the ball, tries to give to Stewart. Play on, says the referee. Looked like there might have been a knock on, and Aiden McCleary ends up with the ball the other way. Now Neil Haggerty playing 9, finds Birch. Birch gives to Clark, bit of space in front. Clark gets brought down just outside Nanaimo's 22. Ormiston, quick run, gets the ball in his again. Evans goes to the air, tries to gather it, but Clark will end up with it. Just went right by Evans on the pickup there. Play on, says the referee, advantage over. So now Nanaimo going back to the halfway mark. Josef Pankiff ends up with it, supported by Smalls. Now Haggerty finds Tuck, who can't hold on to the ball. Tulia will pick it up, throws the ball away. Thought he had someone outside there, and Pepper will just kick it, and it'll just bounce out of bounds on the halfway mark.
Another line out for Westshore, which is...
And Birch goes quick. No, he doesn't.
The ref says, play it back to the line out, which is still Westshore's strong suit in terms of set piece.
Yellows both back on the field for both teams. So we are back to full strength after about 20 minutes of depleted numbers for both sides, with 8 minutes to go in this match.
The ref having a chat. Maybe that's time off. I did not hear a whistle. We're saying good to go. Throw that ball in.
So Nathan Bice back in the game from his early yellow. Ormiston able to pick it up. Howell trying to give the pass, but was blocked by Stewart, so he just goes himself. The ruck blows apart for Westshore. Nichols in there.
Bodies are being thrown around. Hard to tell. It looks like the ball is going to Nanaimo's direction. That counter ruck was strong.
Ends up going to Nanaimo's way. Lily White gives to Pepper. Pepper goes to the air.
And we're bringing it back for a late hit. Time is off. Tensions are high.
Liam Clark yelling at his lock, and the referees brought the captains in.
A little chit-chat here.
Referee unhappy with that decision from Quentin Ormiston.
It is always a tough call if you're trying to make that tackle, 1 second early and it's clean, half a second later and it's a late hit. So if we're lucky, we'll just be walking away with a penalty, no card.
Very lucky for Westshore there, as they have been on the bad side of the referee all day. Evans goes quick on the penalty.
Great recovery.
Almost gets picked up by Sullivan. Swatted away by Westshore at the last second.
Let's see if they can string together some more phases here.
Clark gives a short ball to McCleary, but doesn't quite get it. Ormiston tries the ball again. Keegan Smalls trying to get out of the ruck. Lily White goes short side, gives a ball to Evans. And only Matthew Tuck chasing. He does not have the legs. So Evans will score for Nanaimo late in this game.
I think that brings Evans up to 3 tries, earning him a hat trick here in this match. It'll definitely be a fun bus ride home for that man there.
Player of the match potential for the fly half. He's today.
Off for a little bit of a niggle. His body was hurting, but he has come back in the second half to score and kick his own conversion. He really can do it all.
And he will easily add 2 points to his tally today, bringing the score to 57-5 in favor of Nanaimo, with just over 5 minutes remaining in this Division I matchup. Westshore not looking their usual self today, getting dominated by Nanaimo in all aspects of the game. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board this week at training. Henry on the kickoff. Sullivan finds it, gives to Pepper. Now Evans again with the ball. Off that run, he's away again. Hopkins ends up with it, and he's just going to go in. Ball spills out, gets kicked. Henry ends up with it. Henry almost drops the ball there. So Birch will go to the air with some space in the backfield. Tuck and Bice both chasing. That's just going to roll into the end zone. Pepper will dot it down for a goal line dropout. Nanaimo just and bleed out the clock as they are all but assured a victory here. Goes to the air. Josef Pankiff ends up with it. He's just going to run himself, looking for some space. Gets through one. Brad Marshall on the tackle. He gives the offload to Clark. Aiden McCleary set up off cam. Birch does get the ball. He runs through one tackle. Great work from the big man. Howell looked like he was going to go the same way. Now Bice ends up with it with support from Johnstone. Howell with an awkward pass. Cam Birch is able to pick it up, though. 5 meters out is Westshore now. Again, Aiden McCleary just rumbling through.
Westshore eager for a try here. They have been hungry all game. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Jaden Howell, the scrum half, tried to go himself. Doesn't quite get there. Gets brought down by the Nanaimo defense. So now a pick and go from the forwards.
So many bodies piled into one ruck here. It is hard to tell what's going on.
Cam Birch, quick ball to Liam Clark, who doesn't quite hold on to it. Keegan Smalls is able to jump on it. The Nanaimo defense looking strong here inside their 22. Howell will go the other way. Pankiff again runs into Sullivan. Big stand-up collision there from those two men. Birch dances through a couple tackles, gets to about 5 meters out. Howell gives to Ormiston, gives to Bespalko, who's going to dot it down in the corner, and Westshore's going to get a conciliatory try here at the end of the game,
bringing the score to 57-10.
Not the outcome the Velox men were expecting today, with a 57-10 scoreline going against them. All of their matches so far this season have been anything but close. So Nanaimo looking like real competition on the island for the current #1 seed, likely to fall to #2 after this game.
We do love to see it, though. Island Rugby back on top. Nanaimo has had a few tougher years in the past, but with last year's finalist placing second, this is what you expect. A strong showing from a growing, developing side.
Henry just slips on the kick there, unfortunate, so he will not get the conversion. And the scoreline likely to remain for this last minute, 57-10 in favor of Nanaimo.
Nanaimo likely looking to retain their ball off this restart, hold on to it, drain that time, and get it off the park to just wrap this matchup with a pretty little bow.
The air, Johnstone picks it up. Big tackle there from Nanaimo. Birch goes to the air now. Hopkins is back to pick it up. And he's just going to. And we are going to end Nanaimo victory.
57-10 for a team, likely popping up to first on the table in Division 1 here on Vancouver Island.
All across the globe, my name is Max Foote on the play-by-play, Zephyr Melnick on the color commentary.
If you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe. We will have these matches going out as a full-length video for you to rewatch and enjoy through the winter break coming up. Our last live stream of 2025 will be coming December 6th as the premier men and women's kickoff at Wanda Fuca.
See you next week. Thanks so much.